Tomorrow morning, you will probably eat breakfast within an hour of waking up. You might not even question it. Cereal, eggs, coffee, maybe a bar you eat in the car. It feels ancient. It feels like something your body was built to do. But the real answer is far stranger. Breakfast, the meal you think is timeless, is one of the newest habits in human history. And what your ancestors actually ate before the sun came up would look nothing like a bowl of cereal. Start with a simple question. Did early humans eat first thing in the morning? Mostly, no. For hunter-gatherers, morning wasn't a time to eat. It was a time to move. Anthropologist Herman Poncer, who has spent years studying the Hadza people of Tanzania, one of the last remaining hunter-gatherer societies on Earth, found something surprising about their daily rhythm. The Hadza don't wake up and reach for food. They wake up and go looking for it. Hours can pass before the first bite. Sometimes the whole morning passes. Your ancestors' bodies weren't built around a fixed meal schedule. They were built around scarcity, effort, and timing that depended entirely on what the land offered that day. Think about what that means. No fridge, no pantry, no guarantee. Every single day was a negotiation with hunger. And that negotiation shaped human biology in ways you still carry with you right now, whether you notice it or not. So what did they actually eat? Once food was found, not what you'd expect. For most early human groups, plants made up the bulk of daily calories. Roots, tubers, nuts, berries, insects, in many regions, were a reliable and valuable source of protein and fat. Meat was prized, but it wasn't guaranteed. A hunt could fail. A trap could sit empty for days. Plants didn't run away. That single fact made them the backbone of the ancient diet, long before agriculture existed. Here's where it gets stranger. Harvard biological anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued that the true turning point in the human diet wasn't the discovery of meat. It was the discovery of fire. Once early humans began cooking food, something remarkable happened inside the body. Cooked food is easier to digest. It releases more usable energy per bite. Wrangham's research suggests that cooking may have freed up energy that the body once spent breaking down raw, tough food, energy that could then go toward growing a bigger, more expensive organ. Your brain. Let your mind sit with that for a second. The meal your ancestors cooked over a fire hundreds of thousands of years ago may be part of the reason you're capable of reading this sentence right now. But here's the twist most people never think about. Ancient humans didn't just eat differently. They ate on a completely different schedule than you do. There was no clock telling them when to eat. There was only light and dark, hunger and fullness, opportunity and its absence. Meals happened when food was available, not when a schedule said it was time. Some days had one large meal. Some days had many small ones, spread out with no pattern at all. The idea of 3 meals a day, spaced evenly, is not ancient wisdom. It's a modern invention, shaped by factory work schedules, school bells, and the industrial clock. So when did breakfast, the meal you eat every single morning, actually begin? Historians point to a surprisingly recent shift. For most of human history, including well into agricultural societies, the first meal of the day wasn't formalized or expected. In many cultures, eating immediately upon waking was even seen as unusual or reserved for laborers who needed fuel before physical work. The idea of breakfast as a universal daily ritual, eaten by nearly everyone, nearly every day, really took hold during industrialization, when workers needed predictable energy for factory shifts that started at a fixed hour. In other words, the meal that feels like the most natural part of your day is, in evolutionary terms, brand new. Now here's where ancient biology and modern life collide. Neuroscientist and circadian rhythm researcher Sachin Panda has spent years studying how the timing of eating affects the human body, not just what you eat. His research on time-restricted eating suggests that your body still carries an ancient rhythm, tuned to light and darkness, hunger and rest, that doesn't necessarily match the rigid schedule modern life imposes on it. Your ancestors' eating windows were irregular by necessity. Yours are irregular by circumstance, late nights, stress, convenience, but your internal biology may still be listening for patterns your ancestors would recognize. Picture it. Somewhere in your body, a rhythm older than agriculture is still running quietly in the background, even while you pour cereal into a bowl before running out the door. So why does any of this matter to you right now, today? Because the hunger you feel isn't random. It's ancient. Every time your stomach growls before a meal, you're feeling a system that was shaped by hundreds of thousands of years of scarcity, effort, and uncertainty. Every time you crave something sweet or fatty, you're echoing a brain that evolved in a world where those calories were rare and valuable, not sitting in a vending machine down the hall. You didn't inherit a body built for convenience. You inherited a body built for scarcity, and then you handed that body a world of abundance. That's the real gap. Not between what you eat and what your ancestors ate, but between the world your body expects and the world you actually live in. Consider the modern habit of grabbing food the second you feel the slightest hint of hunger. Your ancestors couldn't do that. Hunger, for most of human history, wasn't an emergency to solve immediately. It was a normal, frequent companion, tolerated for hours, sometimes longer. While the search for food continued, your body is still built to handle that gap. It just rarely gets asked to. Here's the counterintuitive twist buried inside all of this. The very thing that feels most natural to you, waking up and eating right away, is one of the least ancient behaviors in your daily routine. Meanwhile, the thing that feels hardest, delaying a meal, going hours without food, tolerating hunger without panic, is closer to how your body actually evolved to operate. Doesn't that flip the whole story? None of this means breakfast is bad, or that you need to change how you eat tomorrow. That's not the point. The point is something quieter and maybe more interesting. The rituals you assume are timeless are often just recent habits wearing an ancient costume. And the parts of your biology that feel inconvenient, hunger, irregular appetite, energy dips, are often the oldest, most deeply wired parts of you. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up and reach for food out of pure habit, pause for just a second. Somewhere underneath that simple modern act, a much older rhythm is still running, one built by scarcity, shaped by fire, and older than the very idea of breakfast itself.